the being Mary Jane syndrome. Now, apparently, based on research, there are a large and alarming number of Black women who are single in the US and in the UK. Now, in America, Essence.com, they posted this article, right, based on research from matchmakers with the top 7 reasons as to why Black men do not want to approach Black women. The 7 reasons, some of them was, we don't seem as fun, right? We look like we can't be bothered. This is about Black women, and Black men think this. We don't offer enough support. We don't offer enough support. We're more inhibited sexually, and men's friendliness is always misunderstood by Black women, and we put too much pressure on Black men.
Wait a minute. Are we saying if Black women are really single, or the quality of guys that are out there are not necessarily?
I think it's
many
the quality.
women.
I think the quality of guys is not.
Can I be understanding?
Yeah.
Let's understand something.
Yeah.
Lately,
Can I be understanding?
like, let's understand something. There's too many women.
Yeah.
There's like 7 to 1 guy.
If you had a
Not
choice,
everyone's
would you
gonna
have
get
more than
married.
one woman?
We cannot answer them kind of
fair
questions. I'm
enough.
married.
So-
What kind of questions are these? That is not in the manual. Edit, cut, remove.
Okay, hypothetically speaking, if you could have more than one,
My dad did, my uncles did,
Yeah.
my dad's dad did, they all did it.
My friends are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened now is generations have changed. It's you women now that are not accepting it.
yeah.
It's you women now that are not accepting it. My moms, my aunties, 4 wives, 3 wives,
Yeah.
2 wives.
But how wealthy
generation.
were they?
What wealthy?
How wealthy were the
Some
men?
people were poor as
Because
shit and had 7 wives.
Well,
Yeah.
then that's
It
a
was
problem,
about the
man.
fact
Yeah,
that
that's
there
a
wasn't
problem.
enough
He's
women.
right.
Not enough women, enough
There's
men.
not enough men.
Because you know
There's
why?
not
Because women are on
enough.
the rise. They're
So
like,
we're
they're not
saying,
taking
okay,
the shit.
Yeah.
So to conclude-
Now you're doing empowerment and everything. Fantastic, wonderful.
Yeah.
Some of you are not going to marry.
Yeah, it's true.
Some of you are not going to have
They're
kids.
going to be forever single.
Some of you are going to be single forever. Some of you are going to be in and out of
Not in Jesus' name
relationships.
for me,
Yeah.
though.
You
No,
can't
but
hold it down.
what I'm saying is because
Yeah.
there's 7 to 1. So that one woman that's not willing
Yeah.
to do 100%,
Oh, I see.
that guy
Yeah.
is going to find another woman that's
To
willing
do
to do
that.
it.
Or Yeah.
It's just how it works. Why? Because guys more
So
than
it's-
likely
But can
will
we
not be
also
single.
talk about the
it's-
caliber of men? Because come on, it's shoddy business going on out there. Like some of my friends, I'm like, you good girls, but the guys.
They always go for
I
it.
just-
Girls like bad guys.
That's true.
Can I
And
When
then
you're
they want it to
nearly 30,
turn
I'm over
good.
that.
It's an age. It's the
And then they
age,
want it
it's
to
the
turn
age
good.
and
No,
the generation.
they like bad guys. Why? You want a man that can protect you and hold it down and
Me, I
respect
don't
you.
need protecting
And
anymore.
then,
I'm fine.
as he gets older, you tell him, listen, you got to drop something out. And he's looking at you like, yeah, but how?
I agree with that. I think sometimes there's the thrill of the bad guy,
Yeah.
but I do feel.
In what day and age? It's not the 90s anymore.
He's still out there.
Not the thrill of the bad guy, but you want a guy with a little bit of edge because you don't want
That's
someone
a
who's
bit
boring
flashy.
that can kind of be a bit feisty or has his own opinions. But I do think though, I think with social media, I think guys are getting a bit too brave, and they because they think there's loads of options, more options.
There is.
There are.
is.
So they're kind of like, oh,
And
okay,
if it's
you
not
won't
the
do
UK,
it.
it's in
then
Miami.
you're- Well, yeah, exactly.
In Atlanta,
International.
it's lit.
Because all they have to do is slide in the DMs. Way back when,
Yeah,
there wasn't the
exactly.
DMs. There wasn't even,
There was free
Sliding in
voicemail.
DMs is a bit
Exactly.
scummy.
Free
So
voicemail.
That's it.
it was
That's it.
harder. It was harder to kind of see your options. But I think now, men are spoilt for choice and they're being
Absolutely,
picky.
yeah.
So I think
But so are women. Why are we
Yeah.
like thinking that it's only men? Do you know how many men are
Because
out
you
there?
must respect yourself. Let's not
Let
forget that.
me tell you something.
Let's not forget. This is another
Girls
issue.
are having
A lot
sex.
of women
That's the
want to be
reality.
like men, and men
No,
are now
no.
thinking, well, if you want to be men, be men. Let's
I'm
all
not
do
saying
it
that.
then.
I'm saying that.
Not that it's right for men to do
if
it,
somebody
but a
think-
lot more women are trying to do what men are doing,
No.
and men are coming
I'm not
across
talking
like,
about sleeping with everybody, but having your options. If you know what I mean. If the offering that's currently there isn't really saying nothing.
if this is a current account, what offer?
This is not
How you gonna
Santander.
tell me
A
it's their current
woman
account?
should take her time
Yeah.
with a man and get to know him, not sleep with him. I'm not saying. I mean, get to know him and see if it's compatible. A problem with a lot of women is they don't ask questions. They feel like if
Yeah,
I
no,
ask
I'm
them
a
too many
question
questions,
I'm a
person.
question
I want to
person.
know your
So you're
credit.
getting
Are you,
places.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
what's
a
your
question
credit
person.
score? Like, what
Yeah.
you're really saying, you know?
But you're
No.
right. I think some women,
No
you're right,
questions.
some women don't have the standards.
You want to have children, you don't want to have
Exactly,
children.
but some women
You're
don't
really
have the
working,
standards,
don't
but
work.
then because those women don't have the standards, it makes it an effect on everyone because then they think every woman has got no standards.
Yeah.
Because if you meet 10 women and you're going through no standards 10 times,
Yeah.
you meet number 11 and she's like, I got standards. You're like, please.
Yeah.
You're going to first say, please.
But
Why?
isn't it all about sex then? If
No.
that's the case,
No,
the
it's
ease
not.
of sex. Because isn't that really the end goal that if you're meeting 10 girls, they're all saying the
You're
same
gonna
thing.
bang.
The 11th one says she's got standards, but you're like, nah. Isn't
That's
it
why some
because
people
how
marry the
easy
11th
other
one.
person is?
Yeah.
That's why some
true.
people marry the 11th one. And some people
That's
will
true.
say, no, I'm going back to
Unfortunately,
easy.
some men go through, this sounds awful, but some men go through them to get to that one.
It's true.
No, but then when they get to that one, usually then they still behave bad.
They do.
And that's the problem. A lot of wives are
That's
at home
the
crying
issue.
because
Yeah.
their husbands are not staying
And
at
that's
home.
why
They
people
still
are
want to go
single.
and play.
That's why women are single.
You know, let me say something to you, yeah? Do you understand? Do you know the meaning of embarrassment?
Go on, explain.
Yes. A lot of women don't want that in their
It's
home.
true, that's true.
You see, some women would
That's
rather stay. You see, when they say keep your problems at home,
Keep it locked in the
especially
house.
African,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, they will keep
Jamaicans,
their
we like to
hair.
air.
Can you see?
That
You understand? African women is like a lot of them is when you get married, stay in that home.
Yeah.
But then you got the white women going on Jeremy Kyle.
Yeah,
and
you
they're like,
know.
Stay in that home.
true.
As soon as there's a problem, you come and discuss it with the
family,
elders.
yeah.
The elders
Yeah.
will tell you,
Go
go
back.
back to
Yeah.
your husband's house.
It's true.
So what
doesn't
you're
matter
having
what
is,
he does,
what
go
you're
back.
having is you're going back home, B. It's lit.
So there's a recent survey on essence.com that said the reason why so many black women are single is because black men are scared to approach them. Do you think this is true?
We need to up our game.
So are you scared to approach a black woman?
Well, no, it's
Yeah.
just that I feel that black women they're too proud.
Proud?
Yeah.
Okay, honest, yeah. Oh, okay.
Black women, they're too proud.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
need to
that's why I kind of get put off by it.
Okay, let's see this, yeah. Since young, year 7,
Yeah.
I got violated by black women, like
Yeah.
dark-skinned women.
Yeah.
So obviously, white girls were easiest for me.
Yeah.
So I started liking white girls more.
Yeah.
But as I got older, my mum told me black women ain't the same.
Yeah.
And I see my sister and that they're calm. So now I date black girls.
Yeah.
But what I think is black girls just stereotypes, isn't it?
So it's the stereotypes of the angry black woman.
Huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
the angry, bipolar and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
So you now, as you've gotten older, you've got what, more confident in approaching black women?
Yeah, because obviously now, I don't know, I think my looks gone better. So when I drop game to black girls,
They're like,
they don't mind
know.
now.
There are record number of women in their 30s who are freezing their eggs in the UK. Does this show that it's much harder to settle down and find the one in the UK? So is it a sense of, okay, because it's my generation, we spent our 20s building our careers, developing ourselves, taking our time, not rushing into anything, and then we hit our 30s and we're trying to find the one and we can't find him. Do you think that's why there's so
I
many
don't
women who are
believe in the
freezing
one.
their eggs?
I stopped believing in the one
There is
many,
no one.
many years ago. Like after
So
I
what
had
do you
my
believe
first
in?
proper heartbreak, I was like,
You've been
yeah, once
yeah.
that one happens, it's like you can't sit around waiting for the cool guy, the
No.
good guy, the guy that's got this. I've had good guys. I've had guys I can't freaking stand.
The good, the
I
bad,
just-
and the ugly. Yeah.
And he might be the perfect person for somebody else, but
not
just
for
not
you.
for me. Yeah,
Not for you.
I don't believe in the one. He's not gonna.
Because
propose
our
to me,
generations
is he?
now, there's a lot of people that they see each other.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Sorry, what? Like, I'm gonna say it. What the fuck does that mean? Seeing each other.
I think that's linking, right?
Yeah, of course. Back in our day,
Check
that-
someone,
but
you go your
It's
way,
like
you go your
I'm
way.
using
Yeah.
some of my debit amount
then-
on you.
Yeah.
But then it doesn't
But then
move
does
forward.
it mean that that's why women...
It's not supposed to.
Does it mean...
It
But then does it mean that women are wasting their time seeing people in their 20s and when they reach their 30s,
Yeah.
they're thinking, oh my God.
What's happened?
What's happened?
And that women now, because what the empowerment and being strong, independent women, they don't need a man. This is
have a kid.
2017, and I was like, they don't need a man to have a kid. They can freeze their eggs and live a happy life
And get artificial
have a kid later
insemination.
on.
Yeah, it's
They
true.
don't need the man.
Before I was with my current partner, I did look into that because
Please love you,
I
by the
remember
way.
you told me
because
about
I
it.
was kind of worried, I was kind of thinking, okay, I'm approaching like my late 20s.
Because you were kind of panicking a little bit.
Yeah,
wasn't
she
you?
was, I remember.
Yeah, you
So
remember.
I was like, okay, I'm really struggling to
She
find
was.
the right partner, and I did. And one of my friends actually, she had a baby by artificial insemination because she was 35, and she was like, Vanessa, I can't.
I don't think you should put an age
biologically,
on having a baby.
But she was like, biologically, this is
it's
my cut-off
harder.
time.
Hard, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, she was
certain
saying,
age.
So she was like 35 years old. If I wait until
They'll tell
after,
you-
it's going to be high risk.
Yeah.
So she made the choice
High
to
risk.
have a baby. So I did look into it, and it is something that I think, you do worry about, because men, like I said, it's very hard because of the standards that I have
Yeah, a lot of
to find, not a lot of men that respect women, or sometimes they're intimidated by women like myself that, I can look after myself, I've got my own business. Sometimes it can be quite intimidating. So I think these women, it's sort of like they're forced to freeze their eggs because it's just really hard.
You want to find love. Are you looking for love? You will find love. Are you looking for
Well, I
litness?
wasn't looking for love and I found it. So I think sometimes it happens when you're not even looking.
It
But
happened
you,
to me
you
as
have
well.
to love yourself, is what I'm saying.
That's the truth.
I found my wife when I was I was loving myself, and she loved herself, and we realized that okay, we've now got
It's a
love
collaboration,
to give.
yeah.
You have to have love to give. A lot of people don't have love to give. Nowadays, it's really about they give you so many platforms not to communicate. People now receive messages and don't want to read it just because that's the society we live in.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a message, I'll read it later.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's true.
Messages are meant to be read straight away.
That's what they're there for. It's a
Replies are meant to be
message.
made
Instant
straight away.
messaging,
Instantly.
yes.
You have the access to do so straight away. That's why some people are seeing things and they're finding their way through life. And some people are seeing things and they're sitting on it.
It's true.
It all depends on the type of people are. And we live in the craziest time now.
We do. It's
It's the craziest time. Like the conversations we're having are good because no one told us these things.
No.
Yeah, it's true. So there's a large number of women in their 30s who are freezing their eggs.
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I may be one of them who might do it
Yeah.
one day because, I mean, I'm a singer-songwriter and I don't really want to have kids for a good few years. But I think nowadays our generation...
Too quick to have.
Yeah.
No, it's not that we're too quick to have one. If you're not ready to have one at a certain age, like
That's
I'm
the
in my
thing.
later half of the 20s, and I don't want kids for a long time, nor do I want it with any randomer.
Yeah.